Well, first of all, thank you both so much for joining us today. We greatly appreciate it, so thank you. So a really important topic today. We're talking about the DEI task force. Tell us a little bit about the task force, what its aims are, what it's set to achieve.
Well, the task force was created by the executive board during a strategic planning session last year, led by President John Letney, who was taking over at the time. And the board felt it was important to continue work that had been done by a previous task force in 2018 to move some of the recommendations that had come forward further past the line, more looking at diversity, this time around looking at diversity and leadership.
One of the things that has been said to us is that it's really important that the leadership of law enforcement reflects the communities they serve.
As leaders in law enforcement for years, we've been saying that about our local departments, our departments individually, but what we have lagged, I think that's lagged behind, is that when you look at an organization with IACP that represents all the departments, and you look at the leadership of IACP, it is not kept up.
So what's the task force hoping to do this year?
I think one of our focuses should be for inclusion. I think that's huge. The diversity, equity, the inclusion piece is just like that's the foundation, because we want people who are members, no matter who you are, small, large agency, we want you to feel included. And the only way sometimes people feel included is when you look around, do I see someone that looks like me? And that's just human nature. But we want you to also be diverse, to say, I'm not just going to stay around people that look like me. I want to learn about other people. And so when we're talking about serving our communities as law enforcement leaders, we want to make sure that we can walk into different areas, different communities, and feel just as comfortable. Same thing within our agencies, because that's our own little community, our police agencies. And I think IACP sets that tone.
So what are some of the activities that you'll be engaged with, and how do people get involved?
Well, we're hoping, especially in this conference, the task force is really going to be reaching out to members who are here, and we want to hear from them. We want to hear, especially, we want to have those difficult conversations. We want to hear what they feel is missing. What are we missing as part of our process? Why don't we have a diverse set of groups or people getting involved with leadership?
Yeah, and I agree. I think the education piece, because you don't know what you don't know. And if you've not really been involved, you don't know, well, what is a section? What does that mean? What is a committee? How do I get involved? So it's really that education piece will be huge for us during this conference. And I also believe that we have to make sure that we expose people. Exposure and experience are key to a successful agency, I think, and as well as an organization. And so if we pull them in, say, come on, let me expose you to this, go to this training, come to this meeting. We don't want people to feel like they can't have their opinion, because your opinion may be different from mine. I just want to be able to, let's have a conversation. I want to hear your side, I want you to hear my side, and we may still agree to disagree on why we need diversity, equity, and inclusion, but at least we're having the conversation. So again, I think that education piece is important for us to continue this conversation, and sometimes the elephant in the room has to be eaten one bite at a time. We're not going to make huge changes overnight, but I hope that each president coming in will be committed to continue this, because we have a diverse organization.
Well, thank you both so much indeed for joining us. It's been great to chat to you, and we'll keep the conversation going this week, so thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.